Hey collectors, Anthony from HNE here, and today we're going to check out Transformers Legacy Evolution Voyager Metalhawk from the Masterforce series. Metalhawk is the leader of the Pretender Autobots on Earth. Known as Hawk in his human form, he has the ability to revert to his robot mode to protect the Earth from the Decepticons. His alternate mode is a spacefaring jet. This is Anthony from HNE. Today we're looking at Transformers Legacy Evolution Metalhawk. Now, if you don't know who Metalhawk is, he's from the Masterforce series, which explains the big guy on the back right here. So, before we look at Metalhawk, we'll notice that you also see two Cyclonesis. Those are, of course, his mold mates. So, we're going to move everybody aside here, and we're going to look at the box real quick. And, of course, it's the standard Voyager box. Has him in his alt mode on the front, him in his bot mode on the side, and of course transformations. And because his weapons combine, I guess it's an Evo fusion thing, typical side panel. And we get into the box and we see the cardboard insert, the instructions, and the don't hurt yourself paper, so don't hurt yourself. So Metalhawk as a Voyager class, he's a pretty big guy. He's decent, you know. Plus side no waffling, so that's great. My only real complaint is his knee joints are weak. He can't compete with the original Cyclonus for I guess it was War for Cybertron, but Spectacular Cyclonus. He is a pretty close second for this mold. Obviously, we got this guy here in the other colors, and he's okay. But to explain this behemoth behind him, this is Overlord. And Overlord is the big bad for Masterforce. And he's actually comprised of two bots. And in the Japanese version of this toy, he actually has two headmasters. In this one, he only has one. And so he's both a tank and a jet, but he is the big bad guy. He actually goes against Jinrai, which is the updated, you know, Masterforce version of Optimus. It's a whole thing. He eventually becomes Victory Leo. Anyway, whole story, but we're not going to get into it. Back to Masterforce, and yeah, he's a decent figure. He is, in all essence, the transformation is basically Cyclonus here. So his weapons are a lightly gray color, and like he has his gray space here, which actually should be empty. But, you know, whatever, I guess. Because I guess if this piece wasn't like that, it would probably be cut or break at some point or something. But the guns actually do come apart and become rear wings. So, unlike Cyclonus, these wings don't fold in. I thought they did because they have like this little joint area here. But if they do, I cannot figure it out. Because like they seem like they have something going on there. Like, it's just weird, right? Looks like it should, but whatever. Anyway, transformation. I like to start the leg, and this piece comes out just like Cyclonus, and this piece comes out just like Cyclonus. I'm going to say just like Cyclonus a lot. But he comes out, kind of does this blast peg compatible blast effect thingy, you know, so you can put exhaust on it. It was weird because like his flight port is on his backside, which doesn't help me when I'm trying to put them in a display. So hey, whatever. Anyway, so his hands fold in. So if you remember Cyclonus, the panel comes out and then his hands go into the panel, but that is not the case here. And then of course his shoulders do a little different thing, because and here he's just snapped into the side here. This one you have to sort of slide his shoulders back, and they do it on both sides, which frees up the front. And then once you do that, you have to get the rear exhaust disconnect, and it's really tight on this figure, and because you need it to pop off so you can flip his head around and pull out the nose cone. Here we go. And the nose cone is just straight up folded in two, which is a lot easier to get out than it is for Cyclonus, so I kind of appreciate that. But snap the back into place, and then we do still spin this back part around. And try to fold in the legs. Sometimes they work together, sometimes they don't. But they're on this double joint here where you try to squeeze them into this compartment. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, oh well. But then it pegs in up here if it works. And there we go. So the weird part is The way the shoulders kind of connect here, they have a peg here that goes into this slot here, and then another peg that, where is it at? I think, oh yeah, right here on the arm that connects here. And you got to be careful how you do it. One of these doesn't stay in well for me, and so it's loose. And see if I can get it, if I show it from the other side. There we go. And then match it on the other side. Peg in leg. Peg in tie. Okay, then, just like Cyclonus, you move the wings out, and they peg in into the side of the arm. Wing out. Peg into the side of the arm. But anyway, that's what he looks like. And then you attach these pieces. They clip into the sides here. It's weird they didn't do a 5mm port, but they go in as so. Oh, by the way, these clips here are meant to go on his back when he, has his back, pack on. So it's just because, like, there are different things you can do with it. You can stick it on there, and then you can also put it on here if you want it to be this way. So, I mean, there's a couple options you can do with it. And then when we get back, I'll compare them with Cyclonus. So, with Cyclonus transformed, we can clearly see where some of the similarities might lie. Primarily just in the feet. They do a lot of work to make sure that they're so far departed that you couldn't just quickly look and go, okay, this is the same guy. Now, obviously, Cyclonus has a larger nose cone. He also has landing gear, which is something that Metalhawk does not have. But then if you look at Cyclonus's wings, you can see why this looks like it should unfold, because this piece does, and it folds into this area here. I'm not quite sure why they didn't just like leave this as an empty waffle or something, because you clearly see if I turn the wing upside down, these similar pieces that, there should be something here that is here. So that's kind of weird. Anyway, otherwise, let's take a look from the underside, and you can see the similarities a lot easier on the underside, but I mean, there's enough differences that you're like, yeah, this is a whole new figure, when in fact, it's maybe half, well, hell, I mean that. The wings are upside down, the arms are basically the same except the clip shoulders. So let's say 70-ish% a new figure, or sorry, old figure. It's 70% borrowed from Cyclonus. Kind of wish he had landing gear, because, I mean, if we lay him down, Cyclonus looks like he lands. Metalhawk, he looks like he crashes. No landing gear. Which is fairly modern on particularly Legacy aircraft. So, yeah, what are you going to do? But that is essentially what we get with Metalhawk compared to Cyclonus. Tell me in the comments your thoughts on this video. Did you like what you saw, and how was your experience with it? Thanks for watching, and please remember to like and subscribe.